Okay, so obviously what the people want to see is Caitlyn versus Paige. We're gonna do this. Who wins the matchup between Caitlyn and Paige? I already know what you're gonna say.
There's a question that's been dominating basketball conversations for months, sparking endless debates online and dividing fans everywhere. Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Bueckers. Who would actually win if they faced off in a head-to-head matchup? This isn't just idle speculation. We're talking about two of the most talented, fearless, and electrifying young players. One is a sharpshooter whose range seems limitless. The other, a relentless competitor who can take over a game. And the debate isn't happening in a vacuum. It's being dissected by some of the smartest, most experienced players in the WNBA. Recently, Candace Parker and Aliyah Boston, two of the league's elite athletes, fired up a podcast and went all in on this conversation.
And we're gonna go down the list. This is kind of tough, I'm not gonna lie. Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoza, Rakia Jackson, Phoebish.
They didn't just throw out casual opinions. They broke down every detail, every matchup, and every nuance, leaving no stone unturned. From shooting ability to court vision, from physicality to basketball IQ, they analyzed what makes each player tick and how they would perform against each other in a The result? Insights that are shocking, honest, and maybe even controversial. The discussion started with the premise of a deceptively simple question. If the 2024 rookie class faced off against the 2025 rookie class in a game to 21, who would come out on top? For casual fans, it might seem like a fun thought experiment, but for pros like Candace and Aliyah, it's an analytical puzzle. Aliyah immediately questioned the format itself. Why only 21 points? Why not a full-length, 40-minute game? Candace explained that it's rooted in pickup basketball culture, where the sprint to 21 often decides who's hottest, who's unstoppable in short bursts, and who can dominate when the spotlight hits. But Aliyah wasn't fully convinced. She wanted the full picture, where adjustments, rotations, and stamina would reveal the true winner. As the conversation unfolded, it quickly became clear that this wasn't just about numbers or stats. It was about understanding players on a deep, instinctive level. Caitlyn Clark, the prodigy from 2024, brings unmatched shooting, the ability to create shots out of nothing, and a cerebral approach that transforms every team she's on. Paige Bueckers, on the other hand, embodies resilience, versatility, and the rare ability to control the flow of a game with her athleticism and basketball IQ. Both have championship DNA, and both could single-handedly swing a game. The stakes? Nothing less than the title of the best emerging guard in women's basketball. Once Candace Parker and Aliyah Boston jumped into the debate, the conversation went straight to the matchups, because that's where the real drama begins. On paper, both rookie classes are loaded with talent, but style, system fit, and individual strengths make all the difference. The 2024 class is stacked with Caitlyn Clark, Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, Rakia Jackson, and a fifth dynamic. The 2025 squad counters with Paige Bueckers, Sonia Citron, Kiki Irian, Dominique Malona, and Janelle Bailey. Every name carries weight. Every player brings a unique skill set, and every one-on-one matchup could tilt the game in unexpected ways. Candace immediately highlighted the massive shooting advantage that Caitlyn brings to her team. Her range is limitless. Her ability to pull up from anywhere on the floor transforms spacing, and her clutch instincts force defenses to collapse. That kind of skill doesn't just score points, it reshapes the entire game. Aliyah Boston echoed that sentiment, acknowledging Caitlyn's work ethic, ice-cold composure under pressure, and the way she elevates everyone around her. This isn't hype, it's first-hand knowledge from someone who shares the court with her every day. But the debate didn't stop there. Individual matchups like Rakia Jackson versus Sonia Citron became chess matches in their own right. Both are versatile wings, capable of scoring from multiple levels, defending with intensity, and making their teammates better. Candace and Aliyah agreed this one was close, a coin toss. And that's where systems come into play. Rakia thrives in a specific system that maximizes her cutting, spacing, and defensive rotation. Sonia flourishes in a different setup. Compare them in a neutral environment, and the results could swing dramatically. That nuance is what separates casual fans from professional evaluators. Then came the marquee matchup, the one that would sell out arenas and dominate headlines. Caitlyn Clark versus Paige Bueckers. Two generational talents, two elite guards, both capable of taking control at any moment. Aliyah didn't hesitate. "My girl Caitlin," she said instantly. That single endorsement carries enormous weight. A teammate sees everything: the preparation, the film study, the clutch plays, the relentless pursuit of excellence. When she declares Caitlin the likely victor, it's not a soundbite. It's expert testimony. Candace's reaction? Measured. She didn't push back. She didn't argue. Even a Hall of Famer recognized the logic behind that pick. The implications go beyond a single game. Caitlin and Paige represent different journeys, different narratives, and different fan bases. Caitlin's college career was methodical, record-breaking, and polished. Paige fought through injuries and obstacles, yet rose to elite status regardless. Both paths are extraordinary, and both players are undeniably exceptional. But when it comes to head-to-head dominance, opinions like Aliyah's make this debate explode across social media, podcasts, and sports media alike. After the marquee Caitlin versus Paige showdown, the debate shifted to the other critical matchups, the ones that often decide the game in ways fans don't immediately notice. Candace and Aliyah dissected every pairing, and the intensity in their analysis was palpable. Take Angel Reese versus Kiki Irian, for example. Both players are relentless forces of nature, physically dominant, endlessly energetic, and unafraid of contact. This is where pure effort, grit, and determination shine. A short pickup game to 21 wouldn't even scratch the surface of what this matchup is. Aliyah was adamant. To truly appreciate and evaluate players like Angel and Kiki, you need a full-length, 40-minute game. Only then can stamina, adaptability, and strategic adjustments reveal the true victor. Candace backed her up, pointing out that systems matter just as much as raw talent. Rakia Jackson, for instance, looks different depending on the system she plays in. In one setup, she dominates with precision cutting and spacing. In another, she may not get the same opportunities to showcase her full skill set. Sonia Citrin is no different. Her versatility and court vision are maximized in her current team structure. These insights reveal a profound truth about basketball evaluation. Talent is never absolute. Context, coaching, and team dynamics can change everything. Then came the post players. Dominique Malona versus Camila Cardoso. Candace Parker, who has spent her career battling the best post players in the world, dropped a statement that left listeners stunned. She called Dominique a player with the potential to become one of the greatest post athletes in WNBA history. That's not casual praise. It's a career-long perspective, a validation of Dominique's blend of size, skill, intelligence, and versatility. Dominique doesn't just operate as a big body. She passes, reads defenses, and executes with precision. Candace's analysis reminds us that evaluating talent is about foresight as much as current performance. A player's ceiling often tells you more than their present stats. Even mid-range matchups like Angel versus Kiki, Rakia versus Sonia, or Janelle versus Camila were scrutinized with surgical precision. The discussion emphasized how critical it is to consider individual tendencies, physical tools, and basketball IQ. These are the details casual fans often overlook, but professionals live and breathe them. The debate wasn't just entertainment. It was an education in elite-level evaluation. Every possession, every decision, and every matchup revealed layers of complexity, showing why head-to-head comparisons are never simple. By the end of this segment, one thing was clear. These hypothetical matchups are more than just game. They're narratives of talent, resilience, and strategy. They highlight how system, stamina, and situational intelligence can swing outcomes in ways stats alone cannot capture. The intensity and depth of Candace and Aliyah's conversation showcased the true beauty of basketball, where mind, body, and skill converge in a single, electrifying contest. After breaking down the individual matchups, Candace and Aliyah shifted the conversation to a broader perspective: rookie classes. This isn't just about one game or a single matchup. It's about comparing entire cohorts of talent and understanding how these players fit into the larger narrative of women's basketball. Candace brought up her legendary 2008 class. Herself, Sylvia Fowles, Candace Wiggins, Mickey Anasyke, and others, and contrasted it with Aliyah's 2023 class, which includes herself, Diamond Miller, Dorka Juas, Jordan Stahn, and Lee Europe. The differences are striking, not just in skill, but in experience, impact, and long-term career trajectory. Aliyah tried to be diplomatic, claiming loyalty to her class, but Candace pressed her. Would she honestly say her squad could beat the 2008 legends? Aliyah's answer was refreshingly honest. I would be lying if I said that, she admitted. This candidness is rare in professional sports, where athletes are often trained to give neutral or politically safe answers. It's this kind of authenticity that makes their conversations compelling. They aren't just throwing out opinions. They're sharing hard-earned insight, combining first-hand experience with analytical depth. The 2008 class, Candace explained, was loaded with multiple Hall of Famers, MVPs, and championship. They set a standard of excellence that has rarely been matched. Meanwhile, the 2023 class is still early in their professional careers, with injuries, trades, and development curve shaping their progress. Diamond Miller and Jordan Stahn have faced hurdles, yet their potential is undeniable. The point here isn't to diminish the newer players. It's to show that evaluating talent isn't about hype or fan favoritism. It's about understanding context, trajectory, and long-term potential. This discussion ties back to the Caitlin versus Paige debate in a crucial way. Just as rookie classes need to be evaluated holistically, individual players must be analyzed not just for current performance, but for system fit, basketball IQ, and adaptability. Candace and Aliyah's approach highlights a level of depth that casual fans often miss. They're thinking years ahead, considering how players' careers will evolve and which skills will translate into sustained success at professional level. More importantly, these debates are not just statistical exercises. They shape the culture and narrative of women's basketball. When pros like Candace and Aliyah openly discuss matchups and rookie classes, they elevate the conversation, inspire fans, and create engagement that grows the game itself. It's a reminder that basketball isn't just about points or stats. It's about understanding talent, appreciating strategy, and celebrating the incredible journeys these athletes are. Beyond stats, lineups, and skill sets, the Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers debate is about culture, influence, and the very future of women's basketball. This isn't just two players. It's a clash of narratives, styles, and fan bases. Caitlin represents meticulous preparation, record-breaking consistency, and a 4-year college career that polished her into a near-perfect professional. Paige embodies resilience, adaptability, and an indomitable spirit, overcoming injuries and challenges to maintain elite status. Each player carries a story that fans can connect with, and that story fuels passion and engagement across the sport. Candace Parker and Aliyah Boston's podcast conversation illuminated why this debate is so powerful. Fans aren't just watching games. They're invested in personalities, journeys, and rivalries. Caitlin versus Paige is reminiscent of the legendary Bird versus Magic era. Just as those debates defined a generation and fueled the league's growth, this rivalry is shaping the perception, excitement, and trajectory of women's basketball today. Social media buzz, podcasts, and sports analysis platforms all amplify these conversations, creating a dynamic ecosystem where fans feel like part of the debate and players' legacies are actively discussed and evaluated. The podcast didn't shy away from nuance. Candace and Aliyah explored how systems, coaching, and team fit can transform a player's performance. They discussed the impact of short-format games versus full-length contests, highlighting that true dominance isn't always apparent in a brief sprint to 21 points. A player's stamina, basketball IQ, and ability to adjust under pressure often make the difference between fleeting brilliance and sustained excellence. This kind of depth demonstrates the sophistication of professional evaluation, something that casual metrics alone can't capture. At its core, the Caitlin versus Paige debate reflects something bigger than individual talent. It shows a league and a sport that's thriving because fans, analysts, and players themselves care deeply. It reveals the growing visibility, respect, and excitement around women's basketball. Every highlight, every statistical breakdown, every matchup discussion fuels engagement and inspires the next generation of players. It's a reminder that sports are about connection, storytelling, and human drama, as much as they are about athletic skill. In the end, Candace Parker and Aliyah Boston didn't just pick sides. They educated, they analyzed, and they brought fans into the world of professional basketball evaluation. Aliyah's decisive choice of Caitlin Clark was backed by knowledge, observation, and firsthand experience, not casual fandom. Candace's insights underscored the long-term potential of the 2025 class, proving that even the best current players recognize rising talent in future. So, who wins the Caitlin versus Paige debate? The truth is, it might never be settled definitively. Both players have legitimate claims, and both are shaping a new era of women's basketball. What matters most is the discussion itself, the insights, the passion, and the culture it generates. Fans, players, and analysts alike are witnessing a defining moment in the sport, and every conversation, podcast, and matchup breakdown adds to the legacy. Caitlin Clark versus Paige Bueckers is more than a hypothetical game. It's a symbol of excellence, perseverance, and the thrilling evolution of women's basketball. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Caitlin or Team Paige? Remember, this debate isn't just about who wins on the court. It's about celebrating the talent, heart, and future of the women. Hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and join us as we continue exploring the stories that define basketball's next generation.